Happy New Year! Woo!
Happy New
2024.
Year.
Happy New Year. Ah, that
Woohoo.
deserves a drink. From Wawa. Yeah, I got some real good specialty. What's going on, people? Good to see people in the house. Look at everyone popping in here already. Wow. Look at this. Numbers are going up really quick tonight. That's great. Good to see everyone.
Because we don't know what we're talking about.
We don't. We have no idea. We got Crove Judas, Jade Kittens in the house, Bob. Damn it, Bob. Who else? Shauna. We got Diane, Steve, Tom, Daniel. There's a lot of people in here. This is good. We're actually just celebrating our. Oh, Jenny, what's up? We are celebrating a new year, and just tonight we're going to take a look back to the future. No,
back to the past.
Back to the past. 2023. I got a few things to go on. I have an outline. I really haven't figured out what I'm going to say yet. Hey, Dr. Jim. But I'm counting on you guys. So this is basically like a reminiscing kind of episode / open mic night.
Yeah, open mic night. Come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show. I'm going to put the link in the chat so that you guys can come on to share your favorite memories of this show. So it'd be cool if it was this past year because that goes into the theme. But, you can do both. Actually, if you can do like a favorite memory of this show from this year or this past year, 2023, and of all time, that would be awesome. Tiffany's here. So let me put the link in here. And I'm not going to like restrict it to one person at a time. If we get anyone pops on, then we'll just see who pops on. It'll be a nice little party, Party in the house. I do have some numbers, some stats.
Numbers?
Yeah, I know. I don't usually do numbers.
So Jade Kitten said the candy store has freeze-dried Skittles.
What is
freeze-dried Skittles.
I thought you said freeze-dried Skittles.
And she is now addicted.
That's interesting. Yeah, Crow of Judas, you can come on. The link's in there. So if you see it, you can pop on for a few minutes, talk about what you like about the show, and just shower me with compliments. That's all. Or Donna, Divine Donna, because she works in the background and puts up with my shit. So give her compliments too. But I have some numbers just to go. Oh, I should go over the rules.
We got rules.
I'm getting ahead of myself. There's always rules. So rule number 1 is that you are welcome to ask questions. That's what this show is about. It's a learning show. We learn together. We do. We really have to start like putting some kind of put an insert of you in corner. So when I'm looking over here, actually I'm looking at someone.
Oh.
But I think everyone gets it.
Yeah, they get it.
They know. They're in the know. Rule number 2 is I don't know everything. So, I mean, I might tell you I don't know because really I don't. But we'll learn something together. I'll either we'll look it up, I'll share the screen, we'll learn something together, or I'll write it down in the notes and we will look it up later and get back to you. Rule number 3, hold on. I love Wawa tea. Rule number 3 is that we follow the Patrick Swayze rule here, and that means be nice. So you can be in the chat room, you can discuss, debate, have conversations, do little jokes, side jokes here and there. That's cool. But don't devolve into name calling and basically don't be a dick. That's the rule.
Don't.
Just be nice. Rule number 4 is that if you do have a question, please put a Q in front of it, a capital Q. That way it's easier for Donna to spot them and put them in the queue for us. You like that? Put a Q in front of it so it can go in the queue.
Q.
I like that.
Q for question.
I didn't really think of that when I made that up.
I know.
It was more, Anyway, and then rule number 5 is drink up.
Drink up. I got my water tonight.
Water. Your water?
Water.
Somebody on the 3TS show Wednesday night, somebody gave me shit because I said water.
Water? Because
I was talking slowly because, I had been drinking, so I was concentrating on my words to make sure I didn't pull a Tim Vicker when he drinks too much coffee. And I said water, and they gave me shit for saying water instead of water.
Water.
I'm losing my Philly accent. I don't think so, though. I don't know.
I
I don't know. Let me see. Let me go back. Oh, we got a guest. This is a guy I talked to a while back. He's a nice guy. Let's put on our special guest thing here and bring him on. What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm pretty good, dude.
I like that he's mysterious.
I like that.
He
too.
hides behind a really cool looking icon. That's cool.
I'm spooky. I put my one that's more like family friendly for tonight, so
That's
more
good.
mainstream icon.
Because you want to do that when you're at like a internet bar.
Right. Yeah, true.
Yeah. So what's up, man? What can I do for you?
Nothing, man. Dude, honest, I knew who you were before all this, the interview I did with you, but like, I didn't, because Joe was always quoting your name, well, Kenny Biddle says this, Kenny Biddle says that. And I finally saw a Kenny Biddle video. And but until I interviewed you and talked to you, now I've been doing a deep dive on all your stuff. So
That's gonna take a while.
I know I really don't have a memory from this year because I didn't start watching your show till recently. But I got to sit down with Kenny for a full hour, and it was fun. And I'm looking forward to do that again, hopefully in the future.
Yeah, that was fun. That was kind of like we just jumped in and started talking, and it flowed. It was one of them conversations where you can talk to the other person, and it's not awkward. There's no awkward silences. We just got into it, and it was great. It was really, really great. But I'm glad you're digging the stuff and you're liking everything. And I mean, what anything stand out?
Yeah, since that, I've had a few messages from people saying that they can tell, as far as we talked with the DR60 guys go, no, and I've had a few of my investigator friends, send me emails and stuff like, we've been using it for so long and we can tell the difference. And I've had a few not friendly arguments with them, like about this whole thing. And I keep on referring them to your video and stuff like that. I'm just trying to open their eyes to reality that they don't know what they're talking about. But it's okay.
Yeah, I mean it's gentle pushing. Like there's when you have something like that, that's a belief that's becomes a core belief.
Yeah.
It's very deep seated. It's been reinforced into them over the years because they usually, and I don't want to say, I'm not trying to say this to be mean, but they don't know any better. They've used it. They've had other people swear by it. They see it on TV. So I mean, if you see it on TV, it's got to be true, right?
Yeah.
But they've used it so many times, and they often believe that they get this sense of, I can tell the difference. And the problem is we know exactly what's causing the noises on that particular recorder.
Right.
And we can replicate it over and over and over again. So that's telling us that they are not telling the difference between real ghost voices and not ghost voices. They are sadly mistaken on what they're listening to.
Well, I say when the actual device itself is flawed, you can't trust anything from it.
Exactly.
And I tagged Kenny the other day, and I posted today. I found the oldest recording known to mankind from 1878, and I'm listening to it. I'm thinking, well, you know what? This recording, as bad as it is, this is still better than DR60.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you think about it. For those that don't know, like I wrote an article about the audio recorder, the Panasonic DR60, and I really took a deep dive. I was able, with help of some friends, I was able to find the original service manual for it that gave me the specs, which is like that was the key. That was the
Right.
key to the kingdom of figuring out what was wrong with it. But when you worked out the signal, the frequency response, and found out that it's literally worse than the old phone lines. So for those of us that are old enough to remember those late nights talking on the phone with a cord attached to it, the DR60 records and plays back worse than that. And I mean, I'm not saying it was bad, but it wasn't good either.
Right.
The DR60 is even worse. And then when we factor in the voice activation which is definitely what I think is causing all this. Well, the start of it, it's part of it. Then we know exactly what's causing it. That's the problem. And if you have, I hesitate to call people investigators, but when you have people that are interested in it, that they see the information, it's verifiable, all the references and citations are there, but they simply refuse to acknowledge it or to consider it, that is by definition being closed-minded. And you can't really help them. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I tell you what. Oh, so go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Is your name Donna? I'm sorry. Is it Donna?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just to make sure that you didn't run. So I was just going to say, when I'm watching videos, I do debunking and stuff like that, and reaction videos. It just kills me because every time I'm watching a good video, they let's do the DR60 as thing, and they pull it out and they hold it in their hand. Every time they hold it in their hand, they're waving it around. And I'm just thinking, God, all the sounds you're making right now, and you have no idea you're doing. And then they listen to it. They had their eyes all intent of like, ooh, I hear something, and they're before the camera, they're making sure they have the camera on their eyes. It's just a whole thing, and I can't say. I'm really sick of the stupid recorder. So it triggers me now.
So am I. And you know what? I mean, I can understand where people are coming from because I was like that. I was like that many, many years ago. Excuse me.
Yeah, we used to love that recorder.
Yeah, I mean, I have one. I have a later model. The one that I used, I borrowed from Daniel Klaus from the Hinsdale house. He had one, and he let me have it for a few days. But I have a later version that I still use for demonstration purposes, not for proving ghosts exist, because it doesn't. But I can relate being back there in the ghost hunter days and just saying like, oh, well, yeah, I can tell the difference. I can hear a word, and if I hear it, then of course it's true because I'm a ghost hunter and that's what I do.
Right.
And I mean, I even just saying that, I'm like starting to smile. Thinking, like, what an asshole! I was so stuck on myself. Like, I mean, not that I ain't now, but I mean,
in a different
no.
Like that was at least back then. It was more like I thought I had knowledge, and I expected people to believe me just because I said so. And I've since learned that's not the way it works. That I have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt, like what I'm doing, or give reasonable doubt with a lot of evidence, and then supply all the sources where I got it from, so you can check it as well. And I think that's the best way to do it. That's the good way to do it.
Yeah.
And you're not so arrogant. You're not so like, I'm elite or something like that. That's really what I see sometimes, elitist attitude, because it's like, well, I'm using this recorder, I can tell. And
yeah.
I mean, my first question, and this goes with my 3TS co-host too. Like the first question is always like, well, how do you know you can tell? Like what's the criteria? What's the requirement? What what's your standards? And when you start asking simple questions right off the bat, they usually shut up, because they can't answer it. And that's not meant to be like a in your face kind of aha moment. I mean, a little bit inside.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You're professional. What are you talking about?
Well, my inside voice is going, woohoo!
Exactly.
But I mean, the outside voice is going, this is not to mock you. This is trying to show you, like, this is a demonstration. And I'm trying to show you that the way you're doing it is not the correct way. There is a better way to do it. Try this and just open up, take a chance and see if this works for you. Because I mean, yeah, it's not gonna endorse your belief. It's not gonna play to what you already want to happen. It's going to give you something different, and it may be something you don't want. And I still encounter that. I go into an investigation usually thinking one way, and I would say like maybe two times out of 10, I realized like, oh shit, this went in a totally different direction I was not expecting, but that's where the data and the evidence leads me. So Therefore, that's my conclusion.
Right.
So, but yeah. Well,
We have a
Excuse me.
question from Jade Kitten.
oh, we got a question for you, Crow.
Oh, ooh.
Crow of Judas, not to interrupt, but as a professional sandwich maker, do you work at Subway? Because I freaking love Subway.
Oh my God. I forgot I had that up there. Um, I did that for just I use usually that, or I put professional spatula maker or designer, but it's just for it's funny that we're on the subject because Subway sandwich makers. I think those guys are under so much pressure. Actually did a video about this one time about picky Subway customers. I couldn't imagine working at Subway, and because people, especially nowadays, they're so damn picky over making a sub. I'm sure you've all been there where you're behind a person. It's like, don't let the pickles touch, or exactly 6 olives, or or is that knife clean? Like, just make the freaking sandwich and shut the hell up. It's a sandwich. It's not a 3-course fancy dinner. It's a freaking sandwich.
It's a sandwich. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, just make it and just shut up. Eat your sandwich.
Exactly.
Just be happy someone's willing to make it for you.
Exactly. Or
Like,
go make it yourself.
That's my attitude. Like, I'm going to the store. Yeah, I'm paying for it, but this person is going to make it for me, and I want them to make it, spitless. I want
No spit, really?
sandwich. So yeah, so I'm gonna be nice to them. They're handling your food. That's incentive enough.
I couldn't imagine the pressure though, being one of those sandwich makers, like, especially for some of those customers. So I'd rather be in the back, but anyway. But there you go.
I hear you. Oh man, thanks for coming on and just hanging out for a few minutes. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Yes, just eject me whenever you feel free. When you've had enough of me. I guess it's this time, right?
Well, you can hang out for a couple minutes. Nobody else is in the queue, so I mean, hang out. If anybody else wants to,
Yeah.
I mean, you can certainly join us. Maybe we can have like a big panel discussion if we get enough people on. I don't know. I didn't really plan for it because I was so busy and we were doing stuff, especially today and all week, that I just didn't have time to plan out what I wanted to do or any kind of theme or anything like that. So,
well, you do have a few things.
I do have a few things though. I wanted to look back and just say that we've had, let me see, how many, 40 shows. I did 40.
Wow.
I did 40 shows last year. So I guess we took like 12 days off, right? 52 weeks. Yeah,
I guess
12 days off.
Well, with
which is not bad.
holidays
Holidays
and
and vacation,
vacations
yeah.
and stuff like that. I mean, we were away.
I have, let's see. I think there's like a three-way tie. Three-way. Between like the people that made the most guest appearances. And I have Melanie, our friend Melanie Teresa King, Susan Gerbic, and JD. All of them have been on 4 times.
Wow.
At least that I could say. JD's probably been on more because I think he's popped on a few times and just said, hey, what's up? And we ended up talking for like a half hour.
I think John Kennedy's popped on a few times.
John Kennedy has popped on, I think like twice or 3 times. And then Bob has popped on a bunch of times too. So I was looking more at guests.
Yeah.
Bob. Damn it, Bob.
Gotta love Bob.
Gotta love Bob.
Everybody loves Bob.
Everybody loves Bob. Bob needs to come visit me. I have a top 5 of most views. And it's actually depressing because my top view just crested over 1,000 views. So I'm like, I see all these ghost hunters, man, with like 100,000 views or 1 million views on stupid fucking videos. I'm like, damn. Oh, I wish I could go those numbers.
That's all right.
I was just talking, dude. Seriously, we talk this all the time, and I was just talking to somebody about you the other day about your views and your live stream views. I've shared you out in my group a couple of times, but you need more people watching you. It's ridiculous. And you go over to some of these other channels I know that are just full of shit. And I just, Candy Biddle's alive. Where's everybody at? And, so I'm hoping that, we can get more people to your live. I know Beardo's been talking about you a lot. And by the way, real quick,
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen this, man, but they might have something for you to look at because Beardo and Parple have teamed together, and they're known debunkers, right? Very good debunkers. And they have found a documentary called "The House in Between," I think it is, and they said that there is a part in there that they believe is real, and they've involved the whole community. They haven't did any major analysis yet because they want to see what everybody thinks about it. They're trying to get everybody involved, and I'd love for you to look at this. I'm sure Rita will probably talk to you about it, but yeah, I'm very curious. It's just there's a couple of things that happen in the house that they think are real, and I'm very curious to see. I still got to watch the whole documentary. I think it's free on YouTube, but yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. I actually spoke with Beardo today, and
Oh,
he will
cool.
be on the show next Friday.
Oh, sweet.
So
Wow,
he'll be a
awesome.
guest. We're gonna talk some shop, and yeah, I reached out to him and said, I know this is it might suck because where he is, it'll be 1 a.m. when we start the show.
Hmm.
But he said he's up anyway. He usually streams on Friday, so he'll be up anyway, and he's on. So we went back and forth, scheduled it, so we're good.
Oh, awesome.
So wait, this is the house in between. It sounds familiar, and I think I might have where is it? House in between. Trail. Oh wait, is this? Have I seen this?
God, I hope I have the right documentary. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. House in Between full movie. Oh, it's on. Where's it on? Is that on YouTube? Oh, it's on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
It's on YouTube.
what he said.
Oh, okay. So wait, this is the official trailer. Let's share the screen so
Okay.
everyone can and YouTube can say, well, you can't monetize this video.
There goes that 3 cents.
There we go. I don't care. It's okay. I don't really.
Jim says it's on Amazon Prime too.
Let me take this off. Let me take that off so we can see the full screen, and we'll play official trailer. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I think so. Actually, I cannot. I cannot hear that.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Let's fix this because I probably didn't hit the
Share sound.
yeah.
Do it all the time.
Share screen. Also audio window. Share audio. Share the tab. Oh, I have to share the tab. House in between. There we go. All right. Let's see if this works. You hear that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Believe in what?
It's not an old house. It's built in the 1990s. You would never think there's anything really going on inside the house.
Real to real. Wow.
I remember coming home from work, deadbolting the door and going upstairs. And as soon as I got upstairs, we heard bang. I looked out and the door was open, but it had the deadbolt still sticking out.
There's a lot of things that happen in this house that we can't explain.
There's something there that lets you know it's there.
It's wild just being there.
It has
Yes.
this aura about it, a mystery.
We have a DVR system that is filming the house 24 hours a day.
They can go from 0 to 60 in this house quick. It can be just quiet, everything's fine, and then boom.
I think I have seen this.
It's been 10 years and she hasn't slept in the house. I could just tell how much this house scared her. We need to get her back. It's time to step in and bring it to the next level.
Interesting. This I'm not sure. It's kind of a complicated question to be answered simply.
Without it being a complete hoax, how would you explain something like this?
Hoax.
Something's happening that I can't explain. Supernatural, natural. That's what we're trying to figure out.
I'm 100% certain that it was the spirit of somebody in this house. There's no thinking to it. It was for sure.
Give us some kind of physical sign that you're in the house and you can hear our voice.
This is the evidence that we've been waiting to get.
It's a real life mystery, and it's
My stomach just gets tired of the knots.
You're looking at something else.
You gotta have the running shot, right?
Yeah.
There was one shot in particular where there's a baseball on a step, and they have all these camera angles, and and this is very rare. It was say this is very rare that any of us say that this stuff is real ever. Probably, I think almost 100% ever. But this is the one time that these guys have said, "Hey, you know what? We don't know how that baseball went down the step." I think there's something else happened too, but
so I did see this. I did watch this. I watched it a while back because this is from like 2019 or 2018 or something like
2020
that.
said.
That's when it. Yeah, that's Netflix movie trailers. Okay. But I did remember seeing it. I remember the baseball on the stairs coming down. That definitely can be done. I mean, all you got to do is actually like a piece of thin a thread in a loop, because I believe it was kind of close to the edge. Anyway,
it was.
Yeah. So if you have that ball sitting on the loop of the thread, and then just pull the thread, it'll make it tumble. It's not hard to do. And you could be anywhere. You could be anywhere in the house. In that room that's down at the bottom of that stairway, there was a room with a door that would close. So you can be behind the door. There's a bunch of different things you could do. You could actually coming off because there's a railing there. So you can actually be on the opposite side of the stairs underneath and pull it and make it come off. And I think the problem I had was that even though they say they have DVR cameras all over going 24/7, I don't think we see every angle. We see two angles. Like
that was my thought.
Bottom of the stairs looking up at it, and then one from like across the room looking sideways at it. But I don't think you see like anywhere else. And you don't know where anyone is. And I mean, to be honest, and just professionally, the guy that runs the thing, Steve Gonzalez, I don't trust him, at least with the science, because he's gotten a lot of science wrong before. Big deal science. We talked about it not too long ago. Like he's the one that did the luminol on one of the episodes of Ghost Hunters.
Oh yeah,
completely wrong. It's not. He did the process completely wrong. So that just doesn't inspire any trust.
Right.
Especially when you say science.
Where is the house located?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole. I just seen bits and pieces. I did know that there was a head-on angle of the ball, and I know like you can pretty much when you can do some good video analysis to see if there is a string there, if the camera angle is just good enough. But like as you know, like if it's not enough light, if the camera's too far away, sometimes you just can't see that damn string. But then sometimes you can actually see the software that removes the string. But but like I said, they haven't done I don't think they've done a deep dive on the actual camera because Parpel is really good at the analysis part because he's a professional editor and stuff. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I'm really curious to see how this goes. They want the whole community to get involved. So I thought, hey, you know what? Kenny Biddle.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at it. I wrote it down in my notes so I can take a look at it again. And just go from there and just say, all right, like let me take a look at the footage. And I mean, another thing with these kind of shows, these kind of documentaries, you don't get all the footage.
Right.
So I don't know what they're not showing you. And that's important. I mean, sometimes what you don't see or don't hear is just as important as what you do see or hear. And in this case, I want to see the footage like 10 minutes before. I want to see the like 15 minutes. I want to see all the footage.
Raw
of
footage,
that
yeah.
camera. Yeah.
And also, if they have like there's one part they show the different angles of upstairs and stuff. How do we know they're not taking footage from an earlier time of day and just replacing that footage and acting like, oh, there was nobody up there? Because I was thinking, this probably sounds dumb, but if it was a string, they could also from around the stairway, because the stairway takes a turn up. You could, if you wanted to, have some kind of blower, really strong blower, to to kind of point down the way and force air down there. I mean, I don't know if that would work or not, but
right.
I don't know. Just thinking outside the box.
I'm trying to find the footage. I'm looking. I think I'm in the right place. I'm just trying to get to the footage as they show it.
Why would you have a ball
right.
on the steps anyway?
Well, they see the problem is, all right. So I found a quick clip of it, and I'll play it. I'll play it here. Let me. I'm gonna.
Okay, cool.
But everyone can see it. Hold on 1 second. Share screen. You think I did this before?
Yeah.
I'm like looking like, what do I do? I don't know. I think they added more options, and I'm not. I'm like,
They did. Yeah, okay. Totally.
All right, so here we go. Hold on a second. Let me get the banner out of the way, and I'm going to play this, and it's real short. So he's talking to the guy.
They're looking at it.
Yeah, they should show it in a second, which I hope they will. There it is. Okay, there's the ball, and there it goes. So that's right on the edge.
Right.
And that's my problem. So stopping it here, I mean, you see, it's right on the edge. It doesn't move. We don't see it roll. So this is great. This is great. I'm glad you brought this up because now I'm getting energized here.
Look out.
Exactly what's wrong with ghost hunters that do investigations like this, because they set themselves up to catch anomalies. They set themselves up to fail, because it's like taking a EMF meter into a house that's appliances are everywhere and the lights are on. You're going to get a reading.
Yeah.
It's like setting up a REM pod and telling everyone, hey, make sure you contact us on your two-way radio like every 10 minutes. You're going to get stuff on the REM pod.
Right.
Because that's what it does. So in this instance like this, you set the ball up, and it's even better analogy. It's the flashlight trick. That's what this is. It's the flashlight trick.
Oh,
flashlight in that sweet spot where it just went out, and then you leave it alone, and it'll come on and go off, and come on and go off, and it's pure science. It's not supernatural or any kind of bullshit like that. It's pure science. And in this case, they set the ball up right on the edge of the fucking step, so that if you jump in a given place on the floor below or above, that'll be enough vibration that might tip it over. It's like watching that person, and I can't believe I'm making a sports analogy here, but when that person hits the golf ball and it goes right to the hole and then just stops right at the edge, and then plunk, it goes in.
Well, gravity has its way with it.
Right. That's what we're looking at here. And
I want to see on the side how far, because it looks, I think it's not as on the edge as you think it is, but it's very close. But this angle makes it look like it's right on the edge. I think it's like an inch back, but still, like you said, I mean, also, like you said before in the interview we did, how do we know the stair, there's a wood depressed there, all that kind of crap?
Let's see if that's it. Looks like it might show us. I'm hoping. Please show us the side view. Or is this when they're
Yeah.
There it is.
There we go.
Right. That's perfect, actually. So if we can see that, there it is. Yeah. That's right there on the edge. And again, like, you can have a string going anywhere. You can have a string going from where the ball was, like I believe right here, going down 2 steps, coming out the side here, and going this way.
Right.
Or going towards the camera, because oh my god,
Well, it's
the
so
more
dark.
that's
why is
it.
so
The more I
dark?
look at this, the more I realize like the only light source is coming from this light.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there not night
There's
vision
a lamp
on?
right there. Why is that lamp not on?
Why is this not on? This
Right.
lamp right here. That's very telling, because that's telling you like, why did they turn that light off but
Mhm.
keep this one on? My guess, because they're hiding it. Because there's a string there and they're hiding it. And if they had the light on, it possibly could reflect the light and it would show up on the camera. So that's what I'm looking at. And that's what I see here, just from this.
Right.
And now my memories are flooding back. How pissed off I was. Going, are you?
This is awesome.
I was like, well, are you kidding me?
Okay.
Are you kidding me? So anyway,
Did the ball already? Is this clip where the balls already went down?
it just went down.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play it one more time, and then
Okay. Let's see.
my producer is saying move on. So let's see. That's the front view. There's the ball right there. Yeah. And it goes all the way down. So yeah, I see no reason why. I mean, I don't consider this real. I consider this something that's shady. I would like to see more footage. I like to see a lot more footage. And again, that's another problem with these kind of shows and documentaries, is that they only show you that 10-second clip, you know. And
Right.
this guy, whoever he is, he obviously he works in a lab, but whoever he is, he's probably specializes in some kind of science, but like most tricks like this, it's not. You got to be able to figure out like movie magic. You need to figure out editing, practical tricks. You need magicians. You need a magician
There
to
you
tell you
go.
like, how can you
Yeah.
fake this? And now they're doing all these like weird tests. Like, this is just dumb.
It could be just
This-
gravity.
This
like
is dumb.
Yeah, like
Showing
here.
an air can, spraying it. Like, that's not in
Right.
the original video. Why would you even bother that?
Right.
Because that would be way too obvious. And it sounds like I'm being mean, and I probably am, but it's infuriating, because if they're doing what I think they're doing, then they're actively deceiving you, the viewer.
Yeah.
Especially if you paid to see this. Then
Well,
Oh, yeah,
the
he did.
lamp there is just bothering me. Like, there's a lamp right there. I don't understand why it
yeah,
wouldn't be on.
there's no reason why that lamp should have been off.
And that's shady. No pun intended.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. I see that. All right.
Oh man.
That's usually Bob. Bob, you missed that one.
I was thinking like long paragraphs.
So that's Joe as well, Joe Vitale. If he replies to somebody, it's 17 pages, like the Declaration of Independence, you know.
Yeah. We got a bunch of you brought in some new people, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's people in here like I'm looking at them like I don't know.
Yeah, I shared it. Yeah.
That's Atten. We love TTRPGs. That's Atten Farrow. What's up, Atten? And then Silver Shroud. Kenny, which I like when they say I'm right. Kenny's right though. Why is a perfectly working light near the paranormal happenings not illuminated? If you want transparency, you'd have it on. I agree. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
There's no coincidences in these kind of these movies, these videos.
And I mean, having that other light on gives the rest of it actually makes the foreground darker because you put it in silhouette.
All right.
So the camera will overcompensate for that and darken the overall scene. Because if you had both lights on, it would be a well-lit scene. But because you put a further light on, the camera's focused on that, it darkens the rest of the scene. So now it's really, really dark. And I mean, you have, I don't know if I have it handy here, but I think I do. I used to use fishing line. So I have fishing line like this. I even have yarn, black yarn that works pretty good. But the best stuff. Oh, here it is.
Is magician string?
Well, I have magician string, but it's usually not strong enough for some of the stuff that I want to move. It would actually be good for this. The baseball is perfect. And you'll never, your magician's invisible string, you will never see that shit.
Totally.
But I have, so this is braided line. It's you can see it, but you can see like as I hold it up, it disappears.
Yeah.
But if I come close, you can see it's darker color. But if I turn the light off, well, actually, just holding it here, like it disappears.
Yeah.
And I've used this for a bunch of stuff to make things move. Go ahead.
And also, too, also all these things that you always do, they're always far from the camera with lower light. And once it's that far, you like you said, you can't see that string unless that light. But we have seen in the past where somebody puts a light on by accident and boom, you'll see that little spark. Almost like it looks kind of shiny, a little. You've seen it before, and the light hits it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it'll, and it's probably really easy to duplicate here. I mean, you can see that the high spot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. If I point it towards, there you go. You get some spots like in the middle right there.
There you go. There you go.
Right in the middle. You'll see that it'll pop up. And it pops up when you use infrared light too. I mean, the IR lights from the camera, because I've done it where I've moved things standing right next to the camera and holding it like the camera's here. And
right.
I'm holding the string like almost directly to the lens. And if the lighting's right in the right position, you don't see it at all. And it just works out perfectly because there's no threat of you seeing it wrapped around something else, which is it's fun. But oh man, all right, I got Daniel Reed's popped in. He's gonna join us. Let me get. I think I can fit all three of us in here. Oh, let me take the banner off. What's up, Daniel?
Yo, how you doing?
Pretty good. Let me take this off. Oh my God, now I'm naked. Crow, meet Daniel. Daniel, meet Crow.
Hello, Crow.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
All right, how you doing?
Pretty good, man.
So we are just I'm Crow is making me go off on these
There was what you guys were talking about reminded me there's a magic trick. It's a mentalism trick.
Okay.
And it used to be it was a 2x2, a piece of 2x2 about like that long. And you would take the 2x2 and you would prop it up against something else, a stack of books or something like that. And you'd have everyone concentrate on it. And what would happen is the 2x2, even though it was like leaning up against the stack of books like this, it would slowly tip over and fall. And I probably shouldn't share the secret, but I'm wondering. Well, I'll go ahead and share the secret.
Yeah, please.
Or I'm kicking you off.
And I wonder. I don't think that these guys are sophisticated in their special effects to do like you said with the ball pulling the string and making the ball go. If they had something like that, basically the way that it worked, it was like an hourglass. And then, so when you turned it, the weighting in it was such that as the sands drifted down through, it would cause it to shift.
Dude, yes.
And when it shifted, it would fall over.
Yeah.
And the wood, if the 2x2 was put together in such a way, you couldn't tell that it had actually been split open, something put inside of it, and it glued back together. It just looked like and it was weighted. You couldn't tell just by handling it. So, if somebody would do something like that with one of those balls or one of those, anything, that would be cool. I mean, it'd be fake, but it'd be cool.
I see you're saying. I watched something recently, guys, where this guy came to me. He said, "Look at these beach balls. He put these beach balls. This is some famous location. They put the beach balls on the posts of the beds. What do you call that thing on the end? The frame, the wooden thing on the
Oh,
What the hell you call that?
footrest?
Footboard?
Footboard?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the footboard. Well, beach ball on each one, and the beach balls they both fall over eventually, and they're like, "Oh, he did it again. These ghosts are active." And I'm like, "Dude, the ball is literally the ball isn't full of air, and so what happens is it starts to weight on one side, and then the gravity eventually just pushes it over because the material starts to sag. And all it is gravity. They just and I told them that, and they literally didn't believe me. They don't want to hear it, but that's exactly what's happening with these beach balls. Because beach balls on the top there's that big circle rubber thing. It's even weight a little more thicker on the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's not like a perfect cylinder. It's
circle.
exactly.
No, it's not a perfect globe. And I've done that. I've done that test at the Hinsdale house, and that was because a friend of mine, Dave Schumacher, actually performed the test and asked if I would recreate it, and I did. But I mean, different times it would fall off, and it wasn't completely inflated either. So you still had that oddball shape, and it was supposed to be positioned right on the edge. And again, like that's pushing the limit. That's what's the stacking the deck. That's what
There you go.
is. You're putting it right on the edge and balancing it just so that any vibration through the house is going to tip it just enough that it's going to start to go, and you're going to have that happen. And I want to show off real quick. Like there was your trick there, Daniel, where you put things together. Like I made this planchette out of wood, and I made it so it's a trick planchette because it's got magnets on it. But those are just marks. The magnets are actually inside. So I drilled out holes and then glued it together. I just have to sand it, but I can set it up on a table, and like I was moving it around here on the desk, just making it move around. But
dude,
there's a lot.
You're my hero.
There's so many tricks that you can do, but and this is going to sound mean, but I don't give these guys that much credit. I honestly don't think they put the time or effort into it. There's a lot of like other YouTubers and TikTokers, especially, that do put time into making a hoax. But I don't think these guys did. I think it was as simple as possible because there were so many of them. And one, everyone would have to be in on it to set it up, or you had to hide it, make sure everyone was out of the house. And again, I don't know if that was the case. I don't rewatch it, so I don't know if everyone's out of the house. But yes, more than one person would probably be in on it, and you got to keep that secret, because if that gets out, well, it doesn't really matter, because TV celebrities, they can get exposed and they still get another TV deal. I don't get it. I don't understand. But anyway,
but that ball being on the edge is basically preloaded or pre-cocked in a way. Exactly. It's ready to,
Anyway, so Ben Radford showed up. Oh my goodness, who let that guy in?
He's been here.
The whole discussion is a good illustration of Brandolini's law, aka bullshit asymmetry principle. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up. I'm going to learn something. Why are you guys here? Oh, did I do the top 5?
No.
I didn't do a top 5. I didn't even do any review.
No.
I'm supposed to be doing a review episode. We didn't do any review. Daniel, any memory? What's your favorite memory? He's going to say himself. Of the last year on this show.
No, it's actually well, you said on the show. On the
show, yeah. Yeah, part of the show, yeah.
Lee McIntyre, that was one of my favorite shows, because I've read a number of his books since then, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so Lee McIntyre was probably one of my, because I hadn't really heard of him prior to that. And since then I have read a number of his books, and so yeah,
that's cool.
He's a good guy. He was the first guest for last year. He was the very first one of 2023. and really nice guy. And I liked it because he really set the tone for why I do the show the way I do it. Like a casual thing. I do a little bit of research just so I know who I'm talking to, but
Mm-hmm.
I like to jump in almost cold. Like I want to talk to you and get to know you at the same pace everyone in the chat room is learning about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's exciting because like that's where all the questions come. That's where like you say something, I'm like, oh, you said this. Do you like that? Do you believe in that? Why do you believe in that? What do you do with this? I want to know those questions. So it was really cool because during our conversation, he actually started to relate a story, like a very
Mm-hmm.
personal story, and then paused. And he's like, I've never spoken about this in public, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this now. But he's like, this has been a good conversation. I just feel compelled to share the story. And like, that was one of the best compliments I've ever gotten, that someone that I barely knew beforehand, that I barely spoke with, that we're having a good conversation. And it's so relatable that they feel comfortable and just, all right, we're going to tell this story. It has to do with what we're talking about. It's personal, but we're still going to talk about it because it's a good teaching moment. And I love that. I really love that about him.
Another thing just that I really have enjoyed is getting to know. I have a whole new set of friends that I interact with online, that Dr. Jim, Bob, all these different people. We interact back and forth, and it's really cool to get to know all these people all over the place. And I before on Friday nights, I do Friday night stuff, but this has become my Friday night routine because I just like the hanging out in the chat and, like this, occasionally pop on and blather on for a little bit. But yeah, this is just a really cool thing. So
awesome. That's awesome, man. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
And thank you for being a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been on a couple times. Yeah, actually, the first time you were on, you saved the show.
Scared the crap out of me.
I had technical problems. Yeah,
Big technical problems.
I'm like, I'm going, what the heck is going on here? And I'm thinking,
yeah, it was like, oh shit, like this is like
And
I'm
Daniel
talking
just
to
took over.
talking to this guy for the first time, and I have to bail and restart my computer to come back into the show. And you carried the show.
Oh,
It was great. It was just great, and that's how I knew you were a good guy. I mean, you took over. You were a little like awkward, but
yeah,
you went with it.
As you've gotten to know me, I'm a little awkward, just period.
Well, yeah, I've seen you drive. I mean,
Hey, I knew that was going to happen.
I've been in the car with you. So,
yeah, I was gonna say on what Daniel said though. Since I've been on YouTube, that is the fun part. It's like that feeling of community, and it's been awesome because and especially in the debunking community, there's more debunkers now, and like we have these hangouts every week, different times, whatever, and you see the familiar faces in chat, in the Facebook groups and stuff, and it's like a big family now.
Yeah.
And I love that sense of community, and I'm meeting new friends, and so I'm the same way. I used to go out all the time. Now I'm a hermit, so I try to open my doors to get an Amazon package.
Yeah, right. Or pizza.
Pizza.
Right.
Yeah. I feel the same way, and I'm sure that we've expressed it a few times, but like I love coming here Friday night. I love getting ready for the show, and just because I know I'm going to see everyone, we're going to have goofy conversations, good conversations, educational conversations, and have some fun along the way. And it's great. And I've gotten to meet so many people that watch the show. And it's great. Daniel, I've met you a couple times. You've come up here, stayed up here. We went to the Mothman Festival. So we had a lot of time. Yeah, that was, it was okay.
Wait,
it would have been better if there weren't like 3 billion people.
See, Donna?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that. He's got his chicken wing.
My chicken wing
For visiting us in Buffalo. But yeah, I mean, I love the sense of community and again, like meeting people, meeting. I mean, shit. I remember the first time I met Ron. Ron has been on the show a few times, like at least twice,
Mm-hmm.
and he was here in person once, which was great. But the first time I met him was in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
We went to a like a paranormal store in Gettysburg, and we were hanging out because they were having some kind of grand opening, and I think it was a grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there, and like I noticed like this guy like stared at me a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'm just ignoring it. Maybe he's just, he doesn't like me, because I've seen that before.
Didn't we saw him on the street and he recognized you?
Well, that was later.
Oh, okay.
Was it? Yeah, it was later because
Okay.
we were in the shop and I was talking to somebody. And I had just stopped, and he came up and said, "Hey, I want to talk to you for a second." And he handed me this bag, and I opened it up, and it was a bottle of Kraken. And I was like, "Oh, so we're friends now?
Yeah.
You might want to tell me your name because we're like best buddies right now. Because anyone that brings me Kraken, we're like tight." And we started talking. He's like, "Oh, I've listened to your show. I love it. I came here." They drove out there specifically because I said I was going to be there and they wanted to meet. And that was just awesome. Like meeting him and talking to him. And now he's a good friend. And we've hung out with him a bunch of times, and him and his wife. And it's fun seeing everyone, visiting you guys, seeing Tim and Dave when we get together for the 3TS thing. Bob I've known for a couple of years now. We train together. So it's nice when I get to see him once in a while. And even JD, not even JD, sorry, JD. But JD, I mean, we've hung out a couple of times. We've worked together because we've written a couple articles together and helped like information and research for each other. And then I finally got to meet him at one of the conferences. So I love this community. I really love that we get along, and it's just nice. It's something I would look forward to every Friday night, and I'm bummed when we can't do it.
Yeah,
Like,
when
we have to travel. I'm like, oh, we can't do it.
Oh man.
It sucks. But we'll get over it. Oh, so let me give my top 5. So I went through and I looked at like the top 5 shows that I've done that has the most views. And granted, like the earlier ones will have more views or more time to get views. But so this is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna let you try to guess what number 1 is. But number 5 was when I had Mick West on, and we talked about UFOs and his debunking UFO videos, which is really good. I love Mick. He's amazing. Number 4 was Brian Dunning when we talked about the UFO movie They Don't Want You to See. The movie he did, and it came out. It was really good documentary. It's funny, like these 3, 4, and 5 are all UFOs.
Yeah.
Wow.
More UFO shit. Number 3 was our California Melanie, where we talked about Bob Lazar. And his like big UFO working on a secret base claims. We went through and just tore apart those.
Really? I gotta watch that.
It was so much fun. Melanie. So we have 2 friends, Melanie. We have Melanie Teresa King, which is a good friend of ours too. She might actually be coming on the show in like 2 or 3 weeks because hopefully she's stopping by again. But then we have Melanie from California, which was originally from Kentucky. Was it Kentucky?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kentucky. And she is a researched, like ADD research guru. Yeah, like she's just we have fun. If we get together in a room, you can guarantee we'll both have a lot of books and a notepad open, and we're taking notes, and we're going, "You see this? Yeah. Okay. You got that? Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Oh wow.
What do you think of that?" Like, I love working with her. But yeah, she did a really deep dive into that, and then we just went through point by point and tore it apart. Number 2 was we had Thomas Westbrook on, and Thomas Westbrook does a YouTube channel called Holy Kool-Aid. And it's all about like Bible contradictions, and then he does a lot of videos debunking psychics, but does a lot on the religious side. He was he grew up like I forget exactly what faith he followed, but he was like intense Bible study person, and then he had some kind of epiphany or something like that where he realized like he was wasting his time, and he turned the tables and he started doing videos educating people on like discrepancies and wrongdoings and things that are done out of in the name of faith that are hurt people. So really good guy. We met him in SciCon.
The first time. Yeah.
He was very happy and very, let's say we drank a lot during the party. And it was a costume party, and he was so about his space pants.
Oh yes.
Which was like a space themed. They were spandex, right?
Wow.
Running around going, look at my space pants. I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see that. Cover that shit up. So I'm going to give it a minute. Everybody, can you guess what the number one highest viewed Skeptical Help Bar show was? Can you guess who the guest was? Like, I didn't count any of the open mic nights. It was just guests. So I'm going to give it a minute. You can put your guess in the chat, and we'll see if anyone gets it right. There's a lot of YouTube.
Bob
people
has a guess.
Number one was when Atten Farrow interviewed you. That's my guess. That hasn't been up long enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's been up long enough either.
It's not up there. That was fun though. I really enjoyed that, and mostly because I if he asked me something I didn't like, I could kick him off right away. I love having that control. And I warned him a couple times. I'm like, if you take this down a dirty road, I'm just gonna boot you. You're gone. You're gone, bitch. But it's you know what? We're gonna take our break. We're at an hour.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take our break. You guys are welcome to stay. But we're gonna we have a 4-minute break so people can go pee and you can refill your glass, not with your pee. That's disgusting.
Yeah. Don't judge me.
When we come back, I will reveal what the number one show is. And don't cheat. Don't go to the channel and look. I know some of you do that. All right, here we go. Going on break in now. All right, we are back. So the answer is, like, the most views that I've gotten on a show was the episode with Kevin Manis and the Dybbuk box.
Oh yeah.
That is my only video or my only show with a guest that went over 1,000 views. And it was kind of like, I'm looking at it, and again, like, that's why I went off this afternoon, because I'm writing this stuff down, and I'm looking at like some of these videos, like paranormal videos and stuff, and I'm like, they got thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm trying to do some good, and here I am. I'm excited about getting over 1,000.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
But yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm happy. I'm just happy to do it. It's just fun to make these videos, again, to do this show, and then to make the other videos that I do. It's fun. I enjoy it. I mean, and since coming here to CFI, I have a bunch of people that enjoy doing it with me. So I can recruit people. I get volunteers. They're all in. They love doing it. They love helping out. So, but yeah, that's awesome. And it is weird that like the 3 of the top 5 are all UFO stuff. I definitely have to look into that. Maybe I'll tap into some Mick West stuff. All right.
We do have one question.
We
You
do
wanna
have a
take the
question. So let's take a question. We can all give our opinions on this. So, and if anyone wants to, I meant to do this. I'm going to put the link in the chat room again, because we have room for more people if that you guys want to come on and just have a total roundtable kind of discussion. So I'm going to put it in there and see what happens. There's a lot of new people in there, like, oh my goodness, I'm taking a chance. All right. Sky Talker. What's the line between science and pseudoscience, aka opinionated ignorance? Wow. So, science and pseudoscience. So, as I see it, science is something that is it's knowledge based on testing, controlled testing, other people replicating that to make sure that the first group did it right, growing that body of knowledge, having this idea that you can change it with new and valid information, and it's just this big tool. It's the best tool that we have for understanding the universe. It's self-correcting, because people can, and qualified people can add in, or even citizen scientists can add in data and then change the conclusion, based on that data, if it comes out right. Pseudoscience is basically people that pretend to do the science, but don't know what they're doing, don't bother to learn what they're doing, but presents it as something serious and for you to take serious, even though no clue.
And they use the trappings of science to promote it. Like they'll say, "Ooh, I've got this gizmo. Look, I'm doing science. I'm a science." It's the trappings of science.
It's adopting the words, and terminology, but usually not using it right. But then adopting this terminology in order to look like you're doing knowing what you're doing. And I actually had a conversation earlier today, and this is purely anecdotal, so take it with a grain of salt. But we were talking with Eric behind the wall here, and he was telling me about someone showed him a video, or was asking him about a video, and it was a flat Earth video, and it was allegedly by 2 scientists. And I mean, right away, I was like, I can't do the one eyebrow raise, so I kind of like do this. But I was like, all right, well, how do we know that they were scientists? Like, were they just wearing white coats? Because I mean, I have a lab coat. I have a white lab coat on the backside of my door, and I got it as a joke because I'm not a scientist, But I see so many people wear this, and it was just funny because, like, that seems to be the reason it was believed that these 2 people were scientists, because they were wearing white lab coats. And then another colleague of mine, Sharon Hill, she had attended a conference once where ghost hunters got up and did a presentation, but they put on white lab coats and they called themselves scientists because they had a white lab coat.
Oh man.
It's like that's not how it works.
Mm.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, opinion when everyone has an opinion. You know, it's that old asshole saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone has an opinion. Is it informed or not? Are you ignorant of what's going on? Do you have that lack of knowledge with the subject matter? And we see that a lot with like TV ghost hunters, celebrities. They go on and they become experts, or they give expert testimony or expert opinions on subjects they have no clue about.
Yeah.
Like, they really don't know anything about it.
Well, and go ahead.
Oh, Daniel, you got it. Go ahead, buddy.
The pseudoscience, they use a lot of testimonials, whereas if you have data and you have objective data where you don't have to have testimonials. You don't have to have people saying, "Hey, look how good this ointment is. It fixed my eczema or my hemorrhoids in 3 days." You know, as opposed to, here's the data. Here's what these actual tests show. So
yeah, and I mean, there's a definite line, and there's, when you present it, there's a definite line as well. There is, like, for instance, like when we write our articles, Daniel writes for SI, Skeptical Inquirer too.
Oh,
I
okay.
write for it. Oh yeah, check out his stuff. He's done.
I
Like,
didn't know that.
on the Mothman. The what really got me was the cover article about the gravestone, the glowing ghost or something.
The devil baby Ravenswood.
Yeah. So really good investigation.
Okay.
But when we write articles, it's not only in depth, we go into detail, but we cite all our sources. Like, you know where we got the information from, and you can go fact check it. And that's
Right. Okay.
there's that line. Like, if you make a claim or you write an article about something, like say I write up an investigation about the Dybbuk box, like all of my stuff for that article and that video, 2 of them, is sourced. Like, it's everything cited. You can go back to the original sources. You can find out where I got the information. You can fact check everything I said. Now, if you go to the story that, our buddy Zach promotes, you can't find anything. He can't
Right.
back up anything. He puts it out there on a TV show, but he cannot back up anything he says. That's pseudoscience. So, and is it his opinion? I don't think so. When we're talking about Zach, everything is a ghost because that makes him money. But basically, yeah, I think there's distinctions. Let me say, oh, she commented. It's like not having. Let me put that up here. It's like not having raw footage analysis for analysis, but non-creative assholes whip out their outrage and spray stinky words to point out. You got it. You got it. I mean, when you try, one of the things I always try to advise people is, do not try to get into intellectual debates on social media, because you will lose every time. But when I do get into a debate, because I don't follow my own advice, I try to offer like so much information. Like, this is, I have a background in photography and video editing, so I'm familiar with most of the tricks. And I can explain them, and I can tell you exactly how they work, and I can demonstrate them, which I love doing. I constantly do that on TikTok. But then you're arguing with somebody that it was like, well, I know what I saw.
Yeah.
Or my friend told me this, and my friend would never lie to me.
Oh, God.
Oh, and the classic, which is an example I use in my lectures, is when a parent comes to me and shows me a picture that is painfully obvious a phone app ghost, and they say, well, this was from my son or daughter, and I'm like, well, your son and or daughter is playing a prank on you. And the response is always, they would never lie to me.
Yeah.
My son is honest. My daughter never lies. She tells me the truth all the time. Like, bullshit. That's not the way. No. I mean, do you not remember being a teenager? We lied to our parents. We did that.
I didn't.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever.
You might have.
I might have. So we're still taking questions. If people have any questions, we still got about we got like half hour, 40 minutes before I go into announcements and stuff. But if you have questions, put them in the chat room. You got 3 opinions here. Because these guys are hanging out for a little bit, which is great. If you want to join us, I did put the link in the chat. So you just have to go through, give permissions for microphone and video, and then you can pop on and I'll pop you in here. Maybe get your opinion too. So
Hey,
what else do I have? Go ahead.
Have you, when people say to me, well, I know what I saw, are you familiar with saccadic suppression?
Cicadas. That's night rhythms.
No, it's where your eyes, you blank out when your eyes move. So when you move, if you look in a mirror and you look from your left eye to your right eye, if you hold up your mirror and you look with your left eye to your right eye, you won't see yourself, your eyes move, but other people watching will see your eyes move because your brain blanks out that split second of movement between the two and stitches them together.
I am not picking up that mirror. I'm not picking it up.
I have a mirror right there on the floor, and I'm like, let's test this. Let's test this shit. There's a mirror.
Just mirror scrying.
That's a case. Let me see. We're gonna experiment right freaking now.
All right, you do it. So look at your left eye. Well, hold it back a little further.
That's so cool. It really works. Like I'm looking and I'm like, oh wow. There's no.
Okay, but I can see your eyes moving in the camera.
Can you see my eyes move, Donna?
Yeah, your eyes are moving.
Wow, that's so cool.
Hold on, what are you doing there? I'm confused.
So I'm looking. So there's a mirror in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, look, background. And I'm looking at myself. So I'm looking in, well, one eye at a time because you can't look at both. I'm looking at one eye and then I go to look at the other eye and I don't see any change. Like I don't see my eyes move at all.
Oh.
It's just like right there. Maybe that's just because I'm super fast.
Yeah.
Or maybe because Daniel's right.
Maybe because Daniel's right. Science.
And what's that called again?
Saccadic suppression, because and so what happens is anytime your eyes move, technically it should be like a camera. Like, so as you're going along, you're bebopping along, you should have all this movement and this back and forth, just like a camera would pick up. But your brain stitches it together and deletes part of it so that you have just a solid image and you don't see that movement. Well, so when people say to me, I know what I saw, I'll say, do you? Do you really? Did you ever see your eyes move? And they'll be like, and so you show them the mirror and you let them do it. And then, again, think about how many times your eyes move per day. And so how much is actually blanked out and stitched together by your brain. So no, you don't really know what you see because you can't even see your eyes move.
Wow, great. Wow.
I'm going to so drop that someday. I'm like,
yeah.
See your eyes move, bitch. That's right. What you saw. Oh, I mean, that's amazing. And like, it's little things like that, or like optical illusions. I love like picking up a book of optical illusions and just looking at it. And like, this is a 2-dimensional image that's fooling me. But there's different things here, and now I look up and I add another dimension. I add depth to what I'm looking at. And now it's like, how much more can I be fooled? And I mean, our memory's okay, but when you look at studies, especially the work of Elizabeth Loftus, I mean, I love her work. She is literally the foremost expert on the planet when it comes to memory research. It's just amazing what we don't remember, what we don't recall, and what we actively create to fill in those gaps in our memory. So it's just amazing when people do say, I know what I saw, because no, you didn't. I mean, you might get some details right. Yeah, like you were in that room. You were at your house. Like those details, yes. But something that might happen like quickly, when you're not paying attention, who knows what you actually paid attention to.
Even when you're like, you've seen the bear that walks across while the guys are passing the
Right.
basketballs. So I did that with with the kids at school when we did that.
Well, that's the invisible gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it walks across, and and the kids were like, some of them knew, some of them had seen it before, and some of them saw it. But then there were those that like, there's not what you're no, there's nothing there. Okay, then I play it back, and so they see it, and they're like, holy crap, I missed that entirely. And and then the dress that's two different, that's 100 different colors, whatever.
The black and the blue and the white and gold. Yeah.
The looks on their faces when they didn't. I mean, the one young lady saw the color, these other people saw the color the same, and then she saw something different, and they all just looked at her like she was nuts, and I'm like, no, she really is seeing that color. That's what so your perception is so weird. No, people, you don't know what you saw.
And even with that, that's a good example, the dress. Let's see if we can bring it up. If people don't, I mean, if you don't know what the dress is, blue, what is it in white dress? Illusion. So, all right. So here, let me pull this up. Preset. What am I doing again? Jesus Christ! I really gotta get better at this. All right. So here we go. There's the dress. That was the picture that really did it, right? Oh, actually, it was more like this, I think.
Let me see.
But it came up and people were going crazy. When I saw this, the first thing I thought of was it was saturated. It was saturated because of the sunlight. Let me see if I can get a better picture, because I don't think this was exactly what it was. I think this was definitely more what it was supposed to be. Maybe. But when I saw it, I was like, all right, this is an effect of the camera. It's too bright out. The camera's trying to compensate for the bright spot, and it's darkening something, or it's blowing it out and making it look weird. So I thought it was like, all right, this is probably blue and black, and it's just blown out because of the camera. And I mean, I was lucky I was right, but I was right because I had different knowledge. I wasn't just looking at the picture. But it was fun watching people lose their freaking minds over a picture that doesn't really matter, doesn't affect any of our lives, but people were getting upset about it. But that's still a good analogy for what we see in like paranormal circles. People lose their freaking minds because they want you to see this face in the mist, or this shadow figure of a long exposure of their friend that they took. All this stuff where they swear they know what they saw. And again, no, you did not. Let's see. But if it wasn't blue and black, it turned out to be pink and green. Kidding. Shut up, Bob.
Bob wants to know what the top show was. He missed it because
the top show was Kevin Manis with the Dybbuk box. That's when he came on the show, and we talked, and we that was great because I used
spilled his guts.
He spilled it, and I mean, I still hear from him because I've tried to professionally criticize that entire story. Like when he came in and I asked him directly, did you make up the story? And his response was really sidestepping it, saying, well, like Orson Welles made up the War of the Worlds. And I was like, yeah, he did. That's exactly making it up. And then not realizing, how much weird shit that he caused by this story. But it was a good show. It was really good. I enjoyed talking with him. I don't have any like real I mean, I don't think it was right that he made up the story and sold it. I mean, let me rephrase that. That's one thing. If you make up a story and sell it, I see it on eBay and Etsy all the time. Haunted dolls. People do their own cigarette Dybbuk boxes all the time. It's one thing to do that. It's another thing if you keep promoting that so you can get famous.
So you're telling me he was the one that started that whole Dybbuk trend on YouTube, like opening the Dybbuk box at 3 a.m. and shit starts flying around the room.
Well, so he's the originator of the story.
Oh,
Before
my God.
Like 2001 eBay post, there was no such thing as a Dybbuk box.
Wow.
Nothing.
Wow. I got to watch your episode.
That's your homework for this weekend. I'm going to test it Monday.
That's crazy because that Dybbuk box, people are still doing those Dybbuk box openings, and I was just looking at them the other day on a live stream to see how much those things, and some of them are really hundreds of dollars still. So
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's junk. It's just it's like you go to Goodwill, you buy a bunch of random junk, you throw it in a cigar box, and for some reason you melt wax all over it so it looks stupid, and then you sell it for a few $100.
Hey,
but
man.
that one of yours is like if you go to eBay and try to get the one like you have out there in the display case, it's like $7,000.
Oh my gosh. Sell.
No. And remember, that case is locked. You can't get into it.
I know somebody has the key.
I'm the only one that has the key. Yep.
And you don't think I can find it?
No. No, but
I did
after when I started looking into it, I wrote a long article about it, and I was able to find one online. And my box, the box that I have, is same box, same company, but it's an earlier model. Like he has a mass-produced one, where I have one that was still handmade. So earlier version, and I have a better version because handmade is just definitely better than the mass-produced ones. Go ahead.
Cap on there real quick. While we're on this subject, I did a video on a Dybbuk box opening one time. I had a good joke in there I was proud of. I said, so when you're shipping something possessed by Satan, do you still get that same flat rate, or are you charged by the demon? Oh, man.
That's good. I like that. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I'm looking at it right. It's the same one that you have. There's 31 watchers on it, and it is $7,200.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, share that. We lost Crow. Hopefully he pops back in.
Let's see how do I share?
So go down, it should say preset at the bottom.
Okay, share screen.
Yep.
Okay, so hang on, I'm going to have to figure out which screen it is. Screen sharing is easiest with two monitors. Yes, that's fine.
There he is. There he
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Select window.
Select
okay,
window.
here we go.
There we
Yeah.
go. Should pop up. There it is. I see it. So there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's the exact one that I have.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Damn.
Dude.
Oh, wait. Go to
Do
the
they
other
have-
pictures.
Do they have stuff inside?
Okay, I keep forgetting.
Let me see. The finish on that is gone too. It looks like they took the glossy
Veneer.
the veneer off. Yeah. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
only have two inside.
They don't even have all this stuff. So
No hair or nothing.
I have I'm gonna go get it. You guys talk.
Oh, he's leaving now.
You guys talk. I'll be right back.
This is his box. It's crazy.
Hey guys, I know where the key is.
Oh. Yeah, you gotta put hair in. You gotta put hair in there, and like weird little, like baby doll parts and stuff like that.
Donna,
my gosh.
if I come up again, I'll bring my lockpick set and
Okay, I
we'll
can't believe
split.
that is $7,200.
Yeah.
When's it over? Is it a bid or a?
I don't know here. It says delivery Wednesday, January the 10th.
Oh, I guess so. It has to be something soon.
Yeah, 100% positive feedback on this person. Add to cart, make an offer.
Demons guaranteed.
But that's,
Wow.
I mean, it's, yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Honestly, it's not as in good. It is not in good as good a shape as the one that
No,
you
I
guys
don't think
have.
so either.
Yeah. Look, that one's in much better shape.
So it's a little more stable surface. All right.
No, you want to put it on a surface that's leaning a little bit, so that way when it falls over, you can claim it's a demon.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna remove what you're looking at.
Okay.
Do a bigger screen. There you go.
There, you can see it right there.
Look at that. There it is. And see how shiny it is?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they took off the surface prep. But when I open it up, I have everything in there. So you got the shot glasses that came with it. What are these? Highball glasses that came with it. And then I have all 4: whiskey, scotch, vodka, and bourbon, which are all filled. So I have all 4 bottles. So, goddamn, I could get like 8 for it.
Probably.
I'm gonna have to get a better lock.
Yeah, you are, and you're gonna have to hide them keys better because I know where they are now.
They're right with me. I kept them.
Yeah.
Make
Okay.
sure you don't get it. So, if you want to see an $8,000 not haunted mini bar, come to the Center for Inquiry because it's right there. You can see it. I'll open the case, but you can't touch it.
Hey, I've touched it. I have actually opened up the drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we
It's
drink
like
from it?
Hey, probably.
We probably did. I'm not saying it's filled with liquor because it's filled with spirits.
Spirit. Yeah. It's a spirit
See what
box.
I did there?
Dad joke.
I'm excited now. Like, holy crap! I think I paid like $100 for this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
See, I came back after I was up there. I came back and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to find one of these things just for the fun of it and so I'm on the and I see it. And I'm like, what? Like this is crazy. And so, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Cat Mac's thing. Wonder it goes a long way for renovation.
It does. I'm saying you're right. Cat.
But no.
I think we should sell.
No.
Sell while the going's
this
good.
Is why
Yeah.
I can't. First of all, I cannot sell any of them. Like I just can't do it. If I get something like that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's worth a lot of money. Cool. You can sell it when I die.
Okay.
Y'all
heard that, right?
If I don't like will it to the CFI.
I get first dibs.
They won't know. Yeah, they won't want it. But that's awesome. Wow. Holy crap. I should put a picture up and just be like, I'm gonna screen cap that auction or that sale and just screen cap it and put it next to mine and be like,
you should.
I got one.
You should just print it out and put it next to it.
Yeah. Come to the center and see it.
Do it before it's over because I think they're selling it or shipping it on January 10th. So
who is?
Whatever Daniel had up on screen for $7,200.
Well, we'll see. Oh my god! So let's. I've had a bunch of people on here over the last year. Lee McIntyre, Aaron Lewis, Melanie Trusick King, Taryn Kerper. Taryn is our ghost hunting friend. Susan Gerbic, Dr. Dad, which is Ron Crouch. He was from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Germany. Yeah, he's a psychologist, I think. Child psychologist. Really good guy. and author of a children's book about solving mysteries, which was really cool. Brian Dunning, he's been on a bunch of times. Richard Saunders, my counterpart from Australia. So Richard is the chief investigator for the Australian Skeptics. Really nice guy, super awesome guy. Loves to do origami. So he made me the Pegasus, which is that one right there. That's his invention. He actually invented that origami. It's a flying pig. And then he did 2 rabbits in a magic hat. You see back there, one from a dollar bill. There's a flamingo right there. It's laying down. And then there's a mask. There's like a demon head back there. But he did those for me. Really nice guy, super nice guy. Who I got to meet finally. I've known him for years. We've done a couple things together. We've worked on a couple of things together, and I finally got to meet him back in October at SciCon. He showed up, and we got to hang out. So that was really good.
Yeah, it was nice.
Dustin Dean, our mentalist magician buddy, he was on twice, I think. Actually, no, once last year and once the year before. We had Eric Behind the Wall. That was his first podcast that he did, first live stream that he ever did. Ross and Kerry from Ono's Ross and Kerry. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I love talking to them. This guy Daniel Reed has been on twice. Jason Halls from Ghost Hunters. He was on once last year.
Twice, because we were at his place too.
Yeah, but that was the time before that was 2022.
Oh, okay.
He came in. But yeah, we were actually at his house. We broadcast from his house.
Wow.
That's like, I mean, I don't think he sees it this way, but I always compare our relationship to Professor X and Magneto. It's like that.
Right.
You have that good friend. They're friends, but they're on opposite sides.
Yes. Yeah.
Of a cause, and they will get together. They might butt heads or fight, but they still come together and play chess. But in our case, we don't play chess. We drink. And hang
I
out.
like Jason.
Yeah.
He's really cool. I like Jason. He's really cool. I love this show. See this awesome that you guys are friends.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, we don't agree on quite a few things, but we do agree on a lot of other things, but we don't fight about it. We discuss it. And if it comes to like, we don't agree, we don't agree. That's it. But really nice guy. We had Atten Farrer on twice. Aaron was on. He came on. That was a good show. We talked about evidence.
Yeah.
And he spoke from the perspective of a police officer, which
he is no longer a police officer.
No, he is.
No, he's a lieutenant.
That's still a police officer.
Yeah, no, but he got promoted.
He got promoted from sergeant to lieutenant. So he just got a promotion, which is awesome. Aaron, awesome. If you're watching this, I'm really proud of you. You did a great job. He's really super awesome guy. But he came in and we talked about evidence from perspective of a police officer and then a perspective of me as an investigator. And I think for the most part, we agreed on pretty much everything, except there were a few deviations here and there. But it was awesome. Ben Rafford, my editor, has been on. Actually, Ben will be here in like a week and a half, 2 weeks,
yeah,
something like that. Yeah, he's coming to. We're flying him in to do a talk about the eclipse, like mythology, like myths and folklore behind eclipses. So he's flying in. He's going to do a talk. He's going to do the show on Friday the 19th, I think it is. And then we'll be in Rochester on Saturday night doing a Q&A with a skeptics group out there. But that's an event that I'll post because it's free. And if you're in the area, you can come by and hang out with us.
Yes, the 19th.
Tim Redman, which is a local teacher. He also talked about like AI stuff. AI generation and photos and videos and how I can influence. And the thing I liked about that was that we talked. It's a point. Let me back up. He came here at the center for a talk, and I invited him on the show because of that talk, and specifically about one point that he brought up, that with AI and using it for video creation and photo creation, specifically propaganda, people were able to insert individuals into different movies, and we're going to say pornographic movies that had never done those kind of movies and completely ruined their reputation. And that stood out to me so much. Like, it was one of those where you're sitting there and like that, the repercussions of that like slapped me in the face. Like, holy shit. Like, that could really, like, if you get mad at your kid's teacher and you have some skills, you could destroy their career. If anyone in any kind of business, you could. It just fascinated me. So he came on the show and we talked about it. And then we had Shenanigans on. That's a TikToker, and she finds people. We were talking about safety online and how to what not to put in videos if you don't want people finding you, and especially your kids. She was big on kid safety. So we talked about that. And then lastly, Shane and Kirsten from Beehive Skeptics. They were on. That was fun. I met them at PsyCon as well. Really
Shane's a good guy. They're good. They're good folks.
Really good folks. So that's everyone. I wanted to touch on every guest that we had because they just made this show. Like you guys even now, and all the guests that have come on that have been willing to put up with me for 2 hours, and everyone that shows up. Like, you guys are this show. This is not just my show. It's not our show like me and Donna. This is our show because you guys make it. If you didn't show up, I would not still be doing this.
And I want to thank Tim too for taking over when I'm not here.
Tim Vickers does an excellent job. Yes, every time I've asked him to. Every time?
Almost every time. Yeah,
I think once he couldn't do it. Yeah.
But pretty much,
yeah. I ask him, and I feel bad because sometimes it's like Friday afternoon. I'm like, hey, you got any plans tonight?
Because Kenny forgets that Donna's not in town.
I need help.
Yeah.
But he's right there and he enjoys doing it. So yeah, big shout out to Tim Vickers for helping out when I'm alone, because I can't do this. I mean, I remember doing this when we started this show. When I started this show, I was doing it by myself, and it was basically like turning on. I don't think I even scheduled it. I was just going like, hey, I might be on Friday.
Yeah.
Because it was during the pandemic. So everything was locked down, nothing to do. I would just go on and say, I'm going to go live in like an hour. Go live, and I would just sit here. Well, in our old house, I would sit there and just like drink and like, hey, you want to ask me a question? If not, I'm just going to sit here and drink, or I'm just going to talk, and see what comes out of my mouth. And it grew and grew, and like, this has been really cool. And I thought like this was something to do during lockdown to keep us busy, like just let's keep it going. Let's interact, because I can see my friends. I can make new friends. We can talk more. We can learn from each other. That'll be great. And then once this gets over, once the bad people stop being in front and we can let science take over and fix this, which they did, we can go out and we'll do other things. And like, I didn't want to give this up. I was like, nope, this is my Friday night. This is my Friday night, unless I have, something better to do. I'm kidding. No, this is my better to do. I have to be traveling in order to cancel a show or sick. And even sick, I mean, I'll just drink a lot and do the show and feel better, or won't care. I won't care how I feel. But yeah, that's. Go ahead.
I have a question for you, Kenny.
Yeah.
Since we don't want any questions, I wanted to ask you about flat Earth theory real quick. Um,
Oh, no.
I was on a TikTok the other day. I was arguing with some dude. Did a couple TikTok videos in the past, and I was thinking one night, about. I always say if the Earth was flat, they always say that they have the moon and the sun rotating around above us. I say, well, if that was true, time I should be able to look into a telescope and see the sun at nighttime, technically, right? And they come back with like, oh, there's interference and blah blah blah. They never know how the way to say it to answer that question. I'm curious, what is your like go to when you're trying to disprove flat Earth theory?
So let's say my pendulum disc here is flat Earth, okay? And here's the sun. It's right there. You see, oh, geez, this would be better if I turn the light off.
Good idea.
There we go. So
You're still getting the glare.
There's the sun.
Mm-hmm.
You bring it close, you can still go around, but yeah, from any angle, you can still see the sun. That's the way it works. That's the way it would work. And it's a silly concept that you have a flat disc and there's this sun. Well, actually, I mean, if you go deep into their ideas, it's not really a sun. It's not really a moon. It's
right.
projection, because we live in a dome.
Yeah.
And they're watching too many movies.
Holy shit! You ask them who built the dome, and they're like, blows their freaking mind. Like, because that's like, no, nobody built the dome. Somebody built the dome. But you're right. Nobody built the dome because there is no fucking dome. That's it. But yeah, so that's a projection and like a whole high definition projection. I'm like, wow, really? Like, we had HD in the 20s and the 30s.
Right.
Wow. Holy shit. So yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of problems with that. Whole bunch of problems they never consider. It's more of I think flat Earth theory for many, flat Earth idea. It's not a theory. It's an idea.
Right.
I think for many, it's just a reason to rebel. It is a reason to just like say, hey, I'm going to bulk at authority. I'm going to ignore science. I'm going to go my own way because I want attention. That's how I see it. And my missed opportunity at the last conference, we went to a conference and somebody declared themselves a flat earther. But they did a few other things that pissed me off. So I didn't get to politely ask questions. But it was more like I really got the sense. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, there was no reason to really bring it up. They brought it up because they wanted attention.
Yeah.
And they wanted like, look at me, debate me, discuss with me. I want people to look at me. That's the kind of what I got from that. So when it comes to that, yeah, your point, yes, exactly. If there was a sun, you would be able to look at it through a telescope and see it up in the sky because it's flat. I feel so dumb just saying that. I have to say that. But yeah,
I've been getting all this flat Earth stuff in my Facebook feed.
Me
and
too.
I don't know why. It's there and it irritates. Do you get a bunch of Doctor Who stuff in your feed?
No.
I specifically blocked that shit. Oh,
I try to insert that word into every time I'm around just for that purpose.
I know. And you know what? I'm letting it slide because it's your thing.
It's my thing.
That's your little Easter egg. That's your like Arnold Schwarzenegger's I'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
You got to sneak that into every episode. And I hate you.
I know. No, but it's okay because I have my sonic screwdriver.
Well, I'm gonna try to steal your sonic screwdriver. So I'm gonna roll my 20 to see if I get 16. It's gone.
Okay,
we're gonna destroy it. Oh my God. All right. So if we don't have any questions, I'm going to start wrapping it up because we are
Yeah,
at
we
the
don't have
2
any
hour. No questions. I think everyone, I mean,
Everybody's just enjoying the
yeah,
night.
I think everyone's been enjoying the conversation. I hope so. Let me know in the comments that if you've enjoyed the conversation or if you totally forgot that you put us on and walked away and did something else, which is fine. I don't mind if you do that because it still looks like we have a lot of people watching. So I'm going to let you guys go first. Well, actually, yeah. Crow, what do you got? What do you want to promote?
Well, I just did a video. I hate the ghost hunting apps out there. I just did a video where I act like my app comes alive and starts like first it starts putting me down, insulting me, then it starts hitting on me, wanting to go out with me, and I have a whole back and forth with this app. I found the voice that the actual app uses, and so it sounds just like the one that everybody's using right now. So I just did that, and just got more basically reaction debunking videos coming out in the future. That's pretty much it.
Good. Keep it going, man. And if you need any help with anything, feel free to reach out and bounce something off
Ooh,
me.
totally. I will. Thank you.
Daniel, what do you got coming up?
We have Critical Thinking Awareness Day. On
Yes, you
February.
do.
Yes, we do. On February the 15th. I have my wonderful little proclamation from the governor.
Look at that.
That's
Whoa.
like official and shit.
Yeah, it's official. It's like real. It's a thing. So that's something that Tim and I are working on. He's get stuff up on the website where colleges, universities, schools, libraries. We went through and got a bunch of stuff and put up so that different people can celebrate it or participate in whatever way they want to participate.
Okay.
So got that, trying to get some news coverage for it. So yeah, it's a thing, and I'm tickled with it.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And when you sent me those pictures, I was like, wow, that's awesome. Like you got an official day,
Mhm.
like set aside or proclaimed and officially announced, like this is Critical Thinking Day. That's just so awesome, and that should be up on your wall. And it's just, I'd be so proud of that. I
am.
I want to do it for New York and see if we can do it.
Well, it's hey, that's one of the things I'm going to do is write up an article on how people can go about. That's my goal for this upcoming year, is to hopefully get more states to do it.
That would be great.
And so my hope is that if everyone does it and uses the same day, that maybe, just maybe, we might be able to do something on a national level and get Critical Thinking Awareness Day, have it nationally proclaimed. That's just my thought, but
I don't see why not. I mean, we have Donut Day and Pretzel Day, and
I like Donut Day.
Well, you see, those days, there's a website that you can go to, and you can pay like $900 and have a day proclaimed on that website. But it's not official. It's like you've bought this day on this one website.
On this website.
okay.
I'll tell you what, Daniel, I will do that for you for $700.
Okay.
Yeah, $650. $650. That's it. And I'll declare it. I'll put up a little. I'll even make you a little certificate, and I'll send it.
Okay.
I have the paper.
You've got and you can sign it, Dr. Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Bishop Jedi Knight.
Jedi Knight.
Yes. I have all those certifications up on my wall.
So
right there.
Yeah.
Jedi Knight right there.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Divinity right there.
I'm going to get one that says Time Lord. I'm just going to do it.
Not available. Now, if even the Universal Life Church says no, that's not real, you're screwed, dude. I'm going to find one now.
So anyway, that's my thing that I'm working on right now. And Tim, oh my gosh, Tim Vickers is so good and so helpful, and so he's doing the website stuff with that, and so that's that's my goal for this coming year is to get more states to do it. So
Awesome. That's great. I definitely think and encourage you should get that article done, get
mhm.
it up, get it published, get it out there, and maybe end it with like a challenge. Like say, like, look, go to your state, get this done. Let's see if we can go
Mhm.
national with this. And
Mhm.
I'm excited with it. I'm gonna talk to Eric behind the wall about it too, and see if we can maybe help push or see what we can do to help
Well,
get this pushed more.
the I do have the video that I've got a whole bunch of different people that has done the Ben's done one, Melanie's done one, Brian's done one. I think it's like a 5 minute sort of deal at this point. I'm just waiting on one person to
I
do.
tried. I haven't heard. If you're talking about the person that you asked me to
No,
do, I have not heard from them.
no, I've given up on them.
Okay.
This is a friend of mine.
Okay.
Kenny?
Who's
Me? You asked me to do it?
Yes, I asked you to do it.
Wait, whoa, no. You asked about someone else.
And then I came back. I got the messages, man. I got the receipts. I can show you.
Checking this shit right now. No, I'll check it later. All right, I have to do
I'm
it.
giving you
What
a
is
hard
it?
time,
Like a
but
2 minute or 5 minute? What is it?
no, it's like a 10 to 15 second. Hey, West Virginia, congratulations on Critical Thinking Awareness Day. You rock, or some said something.
Wow. Okay. A video. I'm writing it down in my notes right now. 10 to 15 second video for D-Bag. Read. There you go. All right. So I'll work on that this weekend. I should get it to you by
Okay.
like Monday.
I appreciate it. I really do. I'm giving you a hard time. I really do appreciate it.
That's all right. No, I mean, I honestly, I didn't, I don't know if I realized or I didn't hear it, but I thought you were just looking for that other person.
No, because I came back later and I said, well, would you do, I think in my haste, I forgot to ask you officially. And you said,
okay.
yeah. So we went through that, you gave me shit and all that. So,
Well, yeah. That's what friends do. We give
Right.
each other shit. All right. So if you guys want to hang out for a minute or two, I'm going to just do my announcements real quick, and then we'll close the show. And I want to just chat with you after the show. If that's all right. You guys good with
Hell
that?
yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. So let me see. A couple things real quick. January 13th, if you're local to the Buffalo area, the Center for Inquiry is hosting the local Lego Builders Club.
Legos.
So if you love Legos, or
I'm going.
if you have a Lego set that you want to build, if you have Legos and you want to sort them because you're weird like that, this is a time to do it. I think it's from 1 to 5. You come out. I think there's going to be pizza. Somebody brings usually like a big sheet of pizza and their sodas and stuff, but we all get together and have fun. We did one last month, which was like an impromptu thing where it just sent out, I think like Thursday, they sent out an invitation. A lot of people showed up. So this one is more formal, a lot more advanced notice. So I'm looking forward to it. We have Lego sets to build, so we'll be here to hang out. And then the following week, the 18th, again here at the Center for Inquiry, Ben Rafford will be here, and he's giving a lecture on what? He's talking about solar superstitions and moon myths. So it's tying into the solar eclipse. It goes on April 8th. We will be experiencing the total solar eclipse, and Buffalo, where I am, is in the path of totality. We are dead center in the path of totality. So we're going to see everything in all its glory as long as it's not cloudy. But Ben's going to come out. That talk starts at, I think, 7 o'clock p.m. So if you're in the area, come out. If you're a member, it's free. If you're not a member, it's $10 to get in, but it's well worth it. And then if you're in the Rochester area, Ben and I will be in the Rochester area doing a Q&A with the Rochester Skeptics. I'm not sure the name. I'm going to post a link to the event so you can come out and hang out with us. And then that's pretty much it for this month. And then there's a few things in the works for next month. Next Friday on this show, I will have Beardo from YouTube. Beardo, what's his full thing?
Beardo Gets Scared.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Crow. Beardo Gets Scared. YouTube channel, does a lot of debunking videos. He usually goes after the TV shows, I believe, and like internet shows. Yeah.
Actually, it's YouTube. Mostly YouTube. He's dabbled in TV shows, but mostly YouTube.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So he's going to be on the show. We're going to talk to him. It's going to be fun because for him it starts at 1 a.m. Because he's over in the UK somewhere. And for me, regular time. So it should be fun to see what happens. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but you'll see. With that, we're done the show. I'm going to play our outro video. I hope everyone has a great weekend. Stay safe. And remember, never stop learning. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.